6. Do we walk or take the car to Grandpa Izzy's? Manny asks on Sunday morning. It's about 1.5 miles to Emerson Street where Izzy lives, but every Sunday it's the same question, walk or drive, as if everyone doesn't already know the answer. Rachel's parents drive, she walks. Once in a very great while, if it's not too hot or too cold, too dry or too wet, too windy or too breezy, they will all walk there together. Rachel's parents have been getting ready to leave for at least an hour, putting together food and carrying bags out to the car. She knows that even when they're ready, they'll both still be looking around to see if they forgot anything. And when they're finally in the car, her mother will have to get out again and go back inside to make sure she locked the front door and didn't leave any gas jets on the stove open. Well, what's the weather? Any better? Rachel's mother looks out the window. Uh-oh, it's raining now. Manny is changing his shoes. He stops to look out the window, too. Cold and wet, he pronounces. Oh, we can't walk in this weather. I can, Rachel says on cue. She takes a jacket from the closet. I don't want you catching a cold. It's chilly, her father says. At least put a scarf around your neck. Her mother finds a scarf, hands it to Rachel, watches as she drapes it over her neck. You could drive with us. Plenty of room, her father says. I need the exercise. Teenagers are getting flabby. It's a national health problem. She makes her getaway to the sound of their laughter. They love it when she jokes with them, even such a feeble little joke. They are so easily pleased that she feels guilty, but a dash of guilt isn't nearly enough to get her to give up her walk to her grandfather's. She stuffs the scarf into her pocket. She loves walking. If walking were a sport, she might even be a champion. The only thing she doesn't like about the walks are the dogs. Though she's ashamed to admit it, Rachel is afraid of dogs and has worked out a nearly dogless route to her grandfather's house. The 2 dogs she encounters are, for dogs, friendly and, even better, fenced in. Izzy lives in an apartment complex, the Lauren Towers. The name sounds elegant, vaguely English, but the Lauren Towers are 3 5-story brick buildings, serviceable and of no frills. Rachel waits in the downstairs lobby of C building for her parents. It's a small, bare room with a couple of wooden benches, flat rows of mailboxes, and a community bulletin board. A sign on the board reads, Please help keep this building clean. Do not spit on the floor. Dogs and bare feet not allowed. A woman with crooked legs and deeply waved purple hair passes Rachel on her way to the elevator. Hello, darling. Hi, Rachel says. She doesn't know the woman, but she's seen her before. A lot of older people live in the Lauren Towers. Here come her parents. She watches them approach, walk up the curved sidewalk, each of them with a grocery bag in their arms. So you got here ahead of us, Rachie, her father says, as if she doesn't always arrive first. Fast walker, our daughter. Then the 2 of them take the elevator, and Rachel takes the stairs to the 4th floor. They all arrive at the same time. This elevator is so slow, Shirley says. And it wheezes. We should walk up like Rachie. Let's use the stairs next week, Manny. It's good for the heart. They proceed down the corridor to Izzy's apartment. Hello, Daddy. It's a wonderful day outside, isn't it? Rachel's mother says, as Izzy opens the door for them. She kisses her father and, with a finger in the small of Rachel's back, pushes her forward to kiss him too. Rachel catches a whiff of toothpaste and onions. Izzy is a big, bulky man with wild gray eyebrows. His hands are broad, grayish from cement, and still strong-looking, although it's been almost 20 years since he has worked as a stonemason. His teeth are stained from years of smoking, and some of them are gone, but the skin on his arms is remarkably smooth. Today the apartment is hot, and he wears his shirt sleeves rolled up like a boy. Brought you the paper, Dad, Rachel's father says. Rachel and her mother put the bags of food into the tiny kitchen. The living room is bare and clean. A table, chairs, and TV, a small bookcase, an old gray couch. 2 windows face west. They get afternoon sun. Rachel's parents and her grandfather sit down. Well, here we are all together. Isn't this nice? Rachel's mother says. Izzy grunts, pats his pockets, back pockets, front pockets, then back pockets again. Daddy, Shirley says, what are you looking for? Maybe I can help you.
When I need you to help me find something in my own house, I'll let you know. I'm not sensible. I'm not senile yet.
No kidding. Everybody should have a memory as you do. Izzy fishes a folded dollar bill out of his shirt pocket. He's breathing hard as he holds it out to Shirley.
For the gas.
She puts her hands behind her back. I don't want your money, Daddy. I can take you to the doctor without... This is ridiculous. I only took you downtown.
And for parking?
Daddy, the parking, so what? Manny, she appeals to Rachel's father. Tell him we don't want his money.
Take it, Cheryl.
Manny! Shirley looks from her father to her husband. We don't need his money.
I didn't say we didn't.
All your time. Izzy stops, holding his hand to his side as if he's got a stitch there.
Your time's worth something, he says irritably.
My time, Daddy? If I can't take an hour to drive my own father to the doctor. Rachel peeks at her watch. Only 10 minutes have passed and already she's antsy, torn between pity and impatience at how nervous her mother is around her grandfather, how she's always hovering and around him, trying to please him. The money matter is finally settled when Shirley agrees to let Izzy buy the gas next time. He sits down on a chair with his hands flat on his thighs.
Well, Manny?
I'm good, Dad. Izzy pops his bridge out of his mouth, then back in. Manny folds his hands over his stomach.
No complaints from my side. And you, Dad? This week, not so good. These stomach cramps. And a little short of breath sometimes. But that's nothing. You see me, don't you? You see me here, don't you? How old are you now? 83.
83, Shirley says proudly.
82.
Izzy says, No, Daddy, 83. Last April you turned 83.
82.
Daddy, I'm sure...
How come you know my age better than me?
Izzy has always had strong opinions on everything, from blood pressure from blood pressure, nobody's going to stop me from eating salt, to labor unions, they're good. To women's rights, they'll get everything they want, don't they? But he's grown more rough-edged with time. Food, weather, and health are usually the only safe subjects of conversation. He's developed that habit of popping his bridge in and out of his mouth, then flexing his lips as he adjusts the bridge. And sometimes when they come to visit, he's got the windows open, and it's cold in the apartment, and he says,
It's good for you.
So they sit shivering while he's wearing layers of clothes, a couple of shirts, 2 or 3 setters, all shabby, all coming unraveled at the edges.
Sit down, Rachie,
Her father says now.
Be comfortable, sweetheart.
I'm okay. She's leaning against the wall, arms folded. Her grandfather glances at her. It makes her feel uncomfortable. What is he thinking? Did you call the doctor, Daddy? Shirley says. Izzy's wild eyebrows go up.
If he's got something to say, he'll call me, Shirley.
Well, somebody has to call somebody. He did those tests, and we have to know.
I told you, all I had was an indigestion. I ate raw onions. They always affect me that way.
Yes, but you still have those pains, don't you?
I'll be around after you're dead, Shirley.
Rachel shifts her feet. Her grandfather's boasting is hard to take. It sounds like he wouldn't mind if her mother died. Her mother must have heard it that way, too. Her nose reddens, and she glances away from Izzy, as if she doesn't want to hurt him by letting him see the hurt in her eyes. How's your appetite, Daddy? She says. Every week she asks about Izzy's appetite.
Every week he says, my appetite is good. I enjoy my food. My appetite is good. I enjoy my food, he says now.
Now Rachel's father and grandfather will exchange a few words about Manny's work. Then her mother will get anxious about her grandfather's health. Shouldn't his blood pressure be checked again? It was a little high last time. And how did he sleep? Rachel waits. How did you sleep, Daddy? Her mother says. Are you sleeping okay? Now he will say, I never have trouble sleeping. I can sleep anytime, anywhere.
I never have trouble sleeping. I can sleep anywhere. I can sleep on the floor. I can sleep on the ceiling if I have to.
Aren't you lucky? Shirley jumps up and kisses her father again. The blush from her nose has spread to her cheeks. Her eyes grow moist, and Rachel is startled to think she knows how her mother must have looked when she was 14. Big brown eyes and pretty. The talk goes on. A movie none of them will see. The price of eggs. Rachel takes another peek at her watch. Pretty soon she and her mother will retreat into the kitchen to make a meal. Cooking the meal with her mother is the nicest part about visiting Izzy. Rachel actually likes that part very much, which is perverse of her, since at home she'll do anything to avoid working in the kitchen. But at Grandpa Izzy's, it's somehow different. The two of them in the little kitchen can't help running into each other, and they laugh a lot and cook too much food recklessly, as if they're in a conspiracy against her grandfather and her father. Now you boys have to eat everything on the table, her mother jokes. She's convinced hers is the one decent meal Izzy has all week. Today it's roasted chicken, baked potatoes and sour cream, carrots and honey, and a big green salad she tries to persuade Izzy to eat.
Don't bother me,
he says, bringing the pickle jar to the table. He holds the sodden pickle over his plate.
Your mother tried to get me to eat good for 45 years, Shirley, and she didn't succeed. So how are you going to make me do anything?
Later, the sun is out again, and they all go to the zoo. They stroll around, looking at the animals. Izzy has a paper bag with stale bread. He sits down on a bench and feeds the pigeons. At the monkey cages, her mother presses Rachel's arm. Rachie, you know what? First on my list that I wanted to be when I was a young girl before I married your father was a lawyer. I didn't know that.
She was going to be another Clarence Darrow. She was going to be another Clarence Darrow.
Izzy scoffs. Shirley laughs. Right, and if I couldn't be that, second on my list was a zookeeper, but especially a monkey keeper.
Shirl, Manny says, lighting a cigarette. I'll say you got that part of your wish.
And then, like a band of light wrapping around the four of them, they all look at each other and laugh. Yay. So let me know if I got Izzy's voice wrong, because I don't remember what I was doing for the grandpa's voice, and I was getting a few text messages. So yeah, let me know.